feel it, don't you? It's not a loud declaration or an obvious attack. It's a subtle poison you can't quite name. It's the joke that lands a little too hard in front of others. It's the promise they forgot for the third time. It's the way their eyes glaze over when you're sharing something important. You're left with a cold, confusing feeling in your gut. A quiet voice asking, "Am I crazy? Am I being too sensitive?" You are not crazy, and you are not too sensitive. You are detecting a silent war being waged against your value. A war of disrespect. Niccolò Machiavelli, the master strategist who taught princes how to hold on to power, understood this better than anyone. He knew that the most dangerous threats don't come from an open enemy with a sword, but from the smiling courtier who subtly undermines you. He wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." For centuries, his name has been synonymous with cunning and cruelty. But what if I told you his most guarded teachings were not about how to dominate others, but how to ensure you are never dominated? How to read the subtle language of power and disrespect so you can navigate the world not as a pawn, but as a player. This isn't about becoming paranoid. This is about becoming perceptive. Tonight, we are opening Machiavelli's private playbook. You will learn the 7 subtle signs someone is disrespecting you. Not the obvious insults, but the hidden maneuvers that chip away at your power, your confidence, and your peace. By the end of this video, you will have the eyes of the fox. You will see the traps before you step in them. The confusion you feel will be replaced by a cold, empowering clarity. And you will never again have to ask if you're imagining it. You will know, and that knowledge will make you untouchable. Sign 1. The art of strategic forgetting. The first sign is one of the most insidious because it hides behind a mask of innocence. They forget your birthday. They forget the important project deadline you mentioned. They forget the personal story you shared just last week. They'll say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. My mind is a sieve." But Machiavelli would see this not as a memory flaw, but as a political statement. To forget is to declare something or someone unimportant. When someone consistently forgets the details that are important to you, they are sending a clear, unspoken message. You, your needs, and your life do not occupy valuable space in my mind. It's a passive-aggressive power play. They are disrespecting your significance by refusing to grant you the basic courtesy of memory. Think of a courtier forgetting to pass on a message to the prince. Is it an accident or a calculated move to diminish a rival's influence? In the world of power, there are no accidents. Sign 2. The weapon of public jesting. Observe this one carefully. You're in a group and someone makes a joke at your expense. It's often disguised as friendly teasing, but it targets a vulnerability. Your new haircut, a minor mistake you made at work, a personal passion. When you show a flicker of hurt, they immediately say, "Hey, I was just kidding. Can't you take a joke?" Machiavelli knew that humor is a tool of power. He who controls the laughter controls the room. This joke is a public test. They are checking to see how much disrespect you will tolerate in front of others. They are subtly lowering your status in the social hierarchy, while simultaneously branding you as humorless if you object. It is a brilliant, vicious maneuver. They get to land a blow, And if you bleed, it's your own fault for being too thin-skinned. It's a way of saying, I can insult you, and your only socially acceptable response is to smile and agree. This is not a joke. It is a loyalty test in reverse. They are testing your loyalty to your own self-respect. Sign 3. The interruption supremacy. Pay attention to the flow of conversation. Disrespectful people have a habit of consistently interrupting you. You'll be in the middle of a sentence, making a point, and they will simply start talking over you as if you weren't even speaking. This is not just poor manners. It's a declaration of dominance. Machiavelli taught that a prince must control the narrative. By interrupting you, they are wrestling for control of that narrative. The act of interruption sends a powerful message. What I have to say is more important than what you are saying. My thoughts deserve the floor more than yours. It devalues your contribution and positions you as the subordinate in the conversation. It's especially telling when they only do it to certain people. Watch them in a group. Do they interrupt their boss? Or do they only interrupt those they perceive as their equals or inferiors? This isn't about excitement or eagerness to share. It's about establishing a hierarchy, and they are placing you on the rung below them. Stop for a moment. Names are probably already flashing in your mind. You're replaying conversations, seeing these patterns with a new, chilling clarity. If you are tired of making excuses for these people, tired of feeling small in their presence, and ready to reclaim your authority, then subscribe to this channel right now. Because the next signs are where subtle disrespect escalates into active sabotage. You need to be prepared for what comes next. Sign 4. The currency of unsolicited advice. The fourth sign feels, on the surface, like help. They offer you constant, unsolicited advice on your career, your relationship, your finances, your appearance. You know what you should do? They begin, before launching into a detailed plan for your life. But Machiavelli would tell you to look at the underlying transaction. They're not offering help. They're asserting superiority. The act of giving advice, especially when unasked for, inherently creates a power dynamic. There is the wise giver and the needy receiver. They are positioning themselves as the expert on your life, and you as the novice who can't manage without their guidance. It's a subtle way of saying, you are failing and I have the answers. It disrespects your intelligence, your autonomy, and your ability to navigate your own path. A true ally asks, how can I support you? A disrespectful person tells you, here's how you should be living. They aren't trying to lift you up. They're trying to establish themselves above you. Sign 5. The gift of the backhanded compliment. This is poison disguised as honey. It's a compliment with a hidden blade. That presentation was surprisingly good. The hidden blade. I expected you to fail. You look great for your age. The hidden blade. You are old. I love how you just wear whatever you want. The hidden blade. You have terrible fashion sense. Machiavelli warned that a prince must be wary of flatterers, but he would be especially wary of these assassins of confidence. A backhanded compliment allows the person to insult you with plausible deniability. If you get offended, they can feign innocence and say, I was complimenting you. They get to plant a seed of insecurity and self-doubt while appearing supportive. It is a deeply disrespectful act because it preys on your desire for validation. You hear the positive words and want to accept them, but your gut feels the sting of the insult. They are conditioning you to accept pain as a prerequisite for praise. It's a way to keep you perpetually off balance and grateful for what are, in reality, carefully crafted slights. Sign 6. The sabotage of your reputation. Now we enter darker territory. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must guard himself against being despised and hated above all things." Your reputation is your most valuable asset. A disrespectful person, especially a rival, will work in the shadows to tarnish it. They won't confront you directly. Instead, they will use gossip as a weapon. They will express concern about you to others, subtly framing you as unstable or incompetent. They will share your private stories with others, but with a slightly altered negative spin. They will take credit for your ideas or subtly minimize your contributions in meetings. This is the Machiavellian endgame of disrespect. It's not just about making you feel bad. It's about actively isolating you and stripping you of your allies and your social capital. They're trying to turn the world against you without leaving any fingerprints. If you hear whispers about yourself, if you find that people's attitudes towards you have suddenly cooled for no apparent reason, look for the person who benefits most from your downfall. There, you will find your saboteur. Sign 7. The denial of your reality, gaslighting. This is the final and most vicious form of disrespect. After they have slighted you, forgotten you, joked about you, and sabotaged you, they will deny your reality. You confront them about something they said, and they reply, "That never happened. You're imagining things." You express your hurt, and they say, "You're being hysterical. You're too sensitive." This is gaslighting. It is the ultimate act of disrespect because it's an attack on your sanity. They're trying to make you doubt your own perception, your own memory, your own feelings. Machiavelli understood that to truly conquer an enemy, you must first make them doubt themselves. By denying your reality, they are attempting to seize control of your mind. They are saying, "My version of reality is the real one, and yours is flawed and emotional." It is a brutal tactic designed to make you feel crazy and alone, to make you believe that you are the problem. It is the psychological equivalent of leveling your fortress and salting the earth. They aren't just disrespecting you. They're trying to erase you. So you see the traps. You recognize the poison. What now? A rash, emotional reaction is what they expect. It's what they want. It makes you look unstable and proves their narrative. Machiavelli would advise a different path, a path of cold, strategic reclamation of power. Step 1. The mirror of cold observation. Do not react. Observe. When they launch a backhanded compliment, don't flinch. Simply hold their gaze for an extra second. Let them see that you see. When they forget a promise, don't get angry. Calmly state the facts. We agreed to this on this date. You are no longer a participant in their drama. You are a political scientist studying their tactics. Your emotional detachment is your first line of defense. It unnerves them. They are used to getting a reaction, and your calm robs them of their reward. Step 2. The withdrawal of resources. Your time, your energy, and your attention are your most valuable resources. Disrespectful people feed on them. Machiavelli would advise you to cut off their supply lines, become less available. Your responses to their texts become slower. Your willingness to do them, favors, evaporates. You are no longer a reliable source of validation or entertainment. This is not a loud proclamation. It's a quiet, strategic retreat. When they are no longer getting what they want from you, their interest will wane. A parasite cannot survive without a host. Step 3. The calculated confrontation. A wise prince does not fight every battle. For minor slights, the interruptions, the forgetting, silence and withdrawal are often the most powerful responses. They speak volumes. But for major betrayals, sabotage, gaslighting, a confrontation may be necessary. But it must be Machiavellian. No screaming, no crying, no accusations. Just a calm, cold statement of fact and consequence. When you told our boss that the project's failure was my fault, you broke my trust. Therefore, I will no longer be sharing my project details with you. You are not asking for an apology. You are not debating reality. You are stating a consequence. You are closing a door. You are demonstrating that actions have costs. This is the move of a ruler, not a victim. When you begin to implement this, something strange and wonderful will happen. First, you will feel a profound sense of loneliness. You will see these dynamics everywhere, in your family, in your friendships, at your workplace. The world will suddenly look like a Machiavellian court, full of subtle power plays and hidden agendas. This clarity is painful. But then, the magic begins. Your newfound perception becomes a shield. Manipulators and disrespectful people are like foxes. They are experts at sensing traps. They will sense that you are no longer easy prey. They will feel your calm, observant gaze and realize that their old tricks no longer work on you. And so, they will retreat. They will move on to softer targets. Your circle will shrink, but its quality will skyrocket. The people who remain will be the ones who respect you instinctively. The ones who don't need to be managed. The ones who value your presence, not what they can extract from you. You will build a fortress of self-respect, and only those with honorable intentions will be granted entry. You came here feeling confused, hurt, and maybe a little crazy. You were a subject in someone else's court, reacting to their whims, wounded by their slights. You are leaving as a sovereign. Machiavelli's greatest lesson was not about controlling others, but about mastering the self. It is about understanding that true power is not the ability to dominate, but the refusal to be dominated. Your perception is not a curse. It is your crown. Your refusal to tolerate disrespect is not harshness. It is your throne. You are no longer a pawn in anyone's game. You see the board, you see the players, and you see the traps. And you choose not to play. You choose to rule your own domain, the sovereign kingdom of your own mind and your own peace. If you are ready to stop being a subject in someone else's court and begin your reign as the ruler of your own life, if you are ready to trade confusion for clarity and disrespect for sovereignty, then let the world know. Write in the comments below, "I am my own prince." Let it be your declaration of independence, your coronation. Watch how many others are ready to be crowned alongside you. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Because this journey into the heart of power, self-respect, and true psychological freedom is just beginning. See you in the throne room.